Hi, this is Mike Noon, so welcome back. I'm the author of the book Speed Learning Secrets of NLP, and in a previous video I spoke to you about the importance of having a goal for what you want to achieve in terms of your learning. So there's a model that we use in NLP as goes by the acronym of SPECIFY, and I was taught this by another NLP trainer, a guy called Dr. Richard Bolstad. So what this does is it sets the correct framework in your mind that enables you to learn more easily and more effectively. So the first part of the SPECIFY model, the S, stands for sensory, specific. Now what do I mean by that? Well, what that means is, what are you going to see when you've got your goal, when you've achieved your learning goal, when you've passed that exam, when you've studied for that course, where you've applied your learning and you've got the job or you know, whatever it might be. So it's, what are you going to see? What are you going to hear other people saying about you having got that goal? And what are you going to be saying to yourself inside about it? Are you going to be excited? How are you going to feel emotionally? What are you going to feel like in your body? Are you going to feel excited and really sort of revved up about it? And when will you have achieved that? So that's the sensory specific. The next part of this equation is positively stated. And it's like, I'd like to take you through a very quick little exercise here. Don't think of a blue tree. Whatever you do, do not think of a blue tree. I forbid you from thinking about a blue tree, especially a big, bright blue tree that's sort of flashing on and off. Now, what are you thinking about? Oh, a blue tree. Now that's a surprise. Because see, sometimes people come and see me and they say, oh, Michael, you know, it's just, my life is absolutely dreadful. I keep having these panic attacks and I keep saying to myself, don't freak out, don't freak out. Do you hear what they're doing? I mean, for them it's blue trees all day. Your brain cannot process negative instructions. It hears everything as a positive. So when you give yourself a goal, state it positively. So rather than saying, I hope I don't fail at that exam, or I hope I don't flunk my test, go, what I really want is to get an excellent result in that exam, and I want to have a really wonderful score in that test. And you can actually specify a number. You know, I'm aiming to get 93% in my final stockbroker exams, or whatever it might be. Okay? And remember, of course, if you have any questions about anything I'm teaching at any point, email me, post it on the Facebook page, post it on the blog here. I don't really mind. The E stands for ecological. Now, ecology is the study of consequences. And so an example of that is the Amazon rainforest. Apparently about 30% of the Amazon rainforest has been cut down to clear land to grow grass for cattle, you know, raise beef cattle, which was really great, and it worked quite well until we got heavy rains. And then all of the topsoil, which was only about like 4 inches or 100 millimeters thick, got washed away. And now they've got this wonderful desert. And nothing's going to grow there for thousands of years. So that's an example of ecology. So it's the study of consequences. And one of the things I ask my clients is, when they say that they have a goal, is, okay, what are you going to gain from having this goal? And the other thing is, what are you going to lose as a result of having this goal? So that is two other frames or perspectives I would encourage you to use when you're goal setting. What are you going to gain? What are you going to lose? Okay? It should be choice increasing, because why would you want to do all that work to end up with less choices? Doesn't make sense. There's a reason that you're embarking on this study or this learning process. And one of the things that we do in NLP is we strive to increase the number of choices that people have available to them. Because in conventional psychology and counselling, and my background is actually as a transpersonal counsellor, or one of my backgrounds, we would try and sort of cut things out from people to make them whole. But that didn't work. And it's like, if you've got an alcoholic, one of the things that happens is that they're going to maybe go to a pub, they're going to be talking to their mates, and they're going to go in with the strongest intention in the world, they're not going to drink. And then they go, well, since I'm here, yep, I'll just have one. Yeah, just to be sociable, just to, sort of talk to the boys. And then after they've had that once, well, I've had one, so, hasn't done me any harm, so I might as well have another. And before you know it, we're on a bender. And what works with treating things like addictions is to increase the choices that that person has available to them. And to make those choices so attractive that they wouldn't even consider going back to having a drink choice. So that's choice increasing. This next one is initiated by self. It took me quite a while to be able to learn to write sideways like this, Initiated by self. That can be basically summed up as nothing moves, nothing changes till such time as you take action. And it is probably the biggest killer of any sort of progress. So, and what you can do to encourage yourself to take action is to come back to the sensory specific goal that you set. Keep reminding yourself of it. Okay? So, first step identified is what the F stands for. The sideways writing skills are okay. I said identified. List. First steps, ID'd. Does that work for you? Yeah, okay. ID. Okay. What's the first thing you're going to have to do to get your goal? If you want to do a master's degree, or to become an expert at crochet, or just really good at gardening, or just learning to be with your kids, you have to identify the first thing that you need to do. And here's the thing, you've already taken that first step just by signing up for this series of videos. And there is, of course, a lot of other videos that you can watch. And this last one here, I'm just going to tell you what it is, and I'll explain it in the next video. And that is your resources identified. Oops. When we think of resources, we think of time, money, people, teams. There is something much more subtle than that, and much more powerful. And as I say, that's what I'm going to go into in the next video. So, I'll strongly encourage you to check it out, because it is something that will, I think you'll find interesting, and it can be a game changer. So, I'll see you in the next video.